is doing quite well. And then you see in terms of the consumer, you start to see that there's been a lot of talk that, sort of the wealthy cohorts are still spending quite a lot, but there seems to be sort of plateauing, whereas the staples is outperforming. So the point I'm trying to make is that if we just go back to the general indices here, so let's just go back to let's say the ES, you can see here that, this is still a strong chart. And if let's just throw on a few moving averages to have a bit of a context here. Whoops. Where are my EMAs? Yeah. So if we look at the moving averages, you can see here that this is still a strong chart. But what we can observe is that, especially on the shorter term, the 20 and the 50-day EMAs, you can start to see that the upward trend is starting to flatten out a little bit. And it's just very, very difficult to get above this level, this sort of key level, around about 7,010, 7,020, something like that. So really what it seems to be happening is that, it's kind of stock pickers, sectors, and there's a lot of sector rotation, things going on. And so it behooves everyone as traders to really sort of start thinking, okay, who are the winners and losers in this new AI environment? And definitely at the moment, we're seeing some of that. So that's what I'd recommend everyone to do. That's what I'm doing, is looking at, any sort of, specific innovations and really starting to figure out, okay, who's winning, who's going to be really affected. And that's what we're going. Now, if we look at NASDAQ, similar kind of situation here. You see NASDAQ's even a little bit weaker. This is the broader NASDAQ. You see yesterday we had a bit of a sell-off. And so just in terms of the technicals here, what I was saying, yes, so we're now down below this 50-day, we're now down below the fib level. So you can see here we had this push up, then we had the retracement, and you can see here we've broken down below the 61.8. So that's starting to show some genuine signs of weakness here. And if we actually just look here, you can see here that we bounced off the 100-day moving average, which has been a pretty good support recently. But really the bulls at this point have to pick it up, because if we start closing below, let's say this level here, about the 25,220, which is about the 100-day EMA, and then you've got local lows here, the floodgates could open, because we do have some support levels here. But if these support levels start to crack, we could have a quick flush down to this level down here, which also coincides more or less with the 200-day EMA. So that's an important level, all the way down at about 24,300. Now, we have Amazon earnings today. So, is that going to be supportive for the general tech sector? Maybe. Let's see what happens here, and particularly be looking at their cloud services. But the point is here that this chart is starting to look a little weak. On the other hand, if we look at the Russell, you can see that is stronger. And you can see, again, something